Right now, visitors from around the world are making their way to Western Kentucky for some of the best eclipse viewing in the country. Our Eclipse crew hit the road this morning, and they're set up for a full weekend of coverage from Hopkinsville. Bill Beck and Claire Crouch begin our live Total Eclipse team coverage.
And welcome to Hopkinsville. I mean,
yes.
What a great place to be this
Wait,
weekend.
no, Bill, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you.
Please.
It's not Hopkinsville, it's Eclipseville.
But very fun, very exciting for Hopkinsville.
It's day one of a weekend like no other.
Excited, anticipation. It's really big for Hopkinsville. We've never had anything like this.
A once-in-a-lifetime eclipse giving this town one big shot at throwing the party of the century. So far, no complaints. The weather's good, the drinks are flowing, and anticipation is building.
I think the excitement is in the air. The music has started. You know, the weekend is definitely kicked off in a good way.
All righty, Jill, that's what everybody's talking about. The eclipse, just 2 more days before a spectacular sight takes over the daytime sky. The total solar eclipse is coming up on Monday. We begin our Total Eclipse 2017 Big Story team coverage right now. Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Bill Beck and LEX 18 reporter Claire Crouch join us live from Hopkinsville, said to be one of the best sites in the country to view the eclipse. Hey, guys.
And welcome to a hot and humid Hopkinsville. It is definitely hot out here. We saw 90 degrees this afternoon in Hopkinsville. The dew point was 70, so that made for a heat index of 95. And as we get into Sunday and Eclipse Day Monday, it will be hotter and more humid here. So if you are coming this way, do be prepared. Bring your own water.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen, yes. You get the primer on that today.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the sun has been hot today. You know,
Let me eclipse you while we're doing it.
Please do. Thank you. I can barely see your beautiful face, Bill Beck. So it was back in 1955 on August 21st, a family there in Kelly, Kentucky spotted some little green aliens. It's one of the most well-documented UFO sightings in UFO history, and so we had to check that out today, and it's getting a little extra attention because, of course, this year it's coinciding with the eclipse.
This year has been crazy. It's usually crazy anyway, but this year it's like quadruple crazy.
Everyone has a family story passed down from generation to generation.
The Kelly invasion is part of my family legacy, I guess you could say.
But not all of them get their own festival. The 62nd anniversary of the Little Green Men encounter, regarded as one of the most well-documented incidents in UFO history, getting extra attention this year thanks to it landing on the same day as the solar eclipse. And everyone seems to have an opinion.
Well, he's either drunk or on some kind of drug to see stuff like that, because I ain't never seen nothing like that. I've been around for 75 years now.
Unlike him, enthusiasts are hoping Monday those aliens will return.
Me, I hope not, but we don't know.
We are here at one of the campsites across Hopkinsville that has been sold out for weeks already. There's other places like this all around town, and people still rolling into town. We're still seeing people trickle in, but campsites like these really starting to fill up. People from all corners of Earth converging right here on Hoptown.
The vibe's been pretty good. I mean, when people move in around us, we say hi to our new neighbors.
From Holland to Los Angeles, the most exciting 2 minutes in astronomy, attracting a varied audience.
You got a camera on, so can you film it on this one?
Yes, I'm planning to.
Daniel Barron from Toledo, Ohio, was the very first person to set up camp at 1 a.m. Friday morning.
It's been good. Like I said, everybody's been very helpful. A guy helped me out with my telescope. He put a filter on it and another lens and stuff, and gave me a bunch of tips. Yeah, everybody's been real nice. And put the filter on it.
This is his first total solar eclipse and is ready to find out what all the hype is about.
They say it's the largest experience of their entire life, and it changes their life after that. Some of them, they spend the rest of their life being eclipse chasers.
There you go.
Brian Badgett, who's been looking forward to this since 1993, brought his whole family and some impressive hardware.
I'm looking forward to seeing the shadow come across the ground, and we've all got different ideas what we're going to do. The kids got their glasses, and they're going to watch, and I'm going to take my pictures with the scope.
Look at this. Our countdown clock says we are less than 8 hours and 23 minutes away from the big event, an event that we have been talking about for months now.
The total solar eclipse of 2017. This is so exciting. Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck and reporter Claire Crouch kick off our Eclipse Day coverage this morning. They are live right outside of Hopkinsville, which is said to be one of the best spots in the country to witness totality. They join us live right now to kick off our coverage. Good morning, you two.
Oh, welcome to Bugland.
Yeah, really.
Out here on a farm, that never happens.
Yeah, we're in the country, y'all. Like, this is legitimate. Right outside of Hopkinsville in Cerulean, Kentucky, which I personally, not being from Kentucky, didn't even know Cerulean existed until this week.
All I knew in Christian County was Hopkinsville.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to Hopkinsville. There's cornfields, there's soybean fields, there's
It's
lots
really
of stuff.
beautiful.
It is. It's an agricultural county. Now, it's kind of neat looking around where we're on this farm, which is point zero, ground zero for this. You see all the lights from different media outlets that are doing their live shots this morning as well. They're all up there doing these little generic things. No. We come to the exact location of point zero, maximum eclipse. At that point, the sun, the moon, and the earth will be perfectly lined up 1:24 Central Time when that occurs here, and that's the 100% coverage. That is the point of greatest eclipse. So yeah, let them do their generic. We bring this to you.
We're not messing around.
Exclusively.
Exactly.
Live from Hopkinsville, this is LEX 18 News special coverage. Darkness and daylight. Total Eclipse 2017.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this LEX 18 News special report, Daylight in Darkness, Total Eclipse 2017. I'm Nancy Cox, and you know, it's been 38 years, 6 months, and 6 days since Kentucky saw its last solar eclipse. That was February 26, 1979. But that eclipse didn't stretch coast to coast, and today's big event is the first time that's happened since June 8th, 1918, more than 99 years ago. Well, today's track began in Oregon, cutting a 70-mile wide path across the United States, ending near Charleston, South Carolina. Now, what is a total solar eclipse? It happens when the sun, the moon, and the earth are in perfect alignment. The sun then casts the moon's shadow across the earth. You'll be able to see at least part of the eclipse across the state, a crescent cut out of the sun. But ground zero for today's event is Christian County, Hopkinsville to be exact. LEX 18 Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck and reporter Claire Crouch are just outside Hopkinsville, right in the heart of the action in Cerulean.
We are doing it the way you have to look at it right now. You have to look through special eclipse glasses still, which if you're outside and enjoying the eclipse, you need to have something like this or some type of indirect viewing in order to see the eclipse. Now, when it reaches totality here in Hopkinsville, we can take these off and we can actually look directly at the sun when we will see things that just aren't normally seen. The corona, we'll be able to see planets in daylight, all kinds of amazing things. It has been a terrific, albeit a hot morning out here, but even that's been changing a little, Claire.
That's right. Already we are starting to feel the breeze pick up. It's a little cooler, even a little less bright. It's amazing. Even, gosh, what were you saying? A little more than 50% now?
More than, yeah.
More than, yeah. And you're already feeling all those changes that we've been talking about and hearing about over the past few weeks.
It's almost like right now, and you may be seeing it in Lexington as well, it's just not as crisp as it normally is. I mean, that's kind of the best way to describe it. It's less bright.
You know, we've been talking about it's going to be a life-changing experience. It's going to be something you never forget. And already we've been walking around talking with people, trying to get their reactions of what they've seen. And we wanted to kind of put together a little package for you to see how they were all waiting in anticipation and the moments right before the eclipse started. For the first time in 99 years.
The place where you need to be is the totality.
The sun and moon taking center stage in the United States.
We looked at a map of the next few solar eclipses, and I noticed that there was one going through right through North America. I'm like, oh, great opportunity.
And they're drawing quite a crowd.
Go up through here, some guy up there with a vest on, he'll park you where you need to go.
From Florida to Wisconsin and as far away as Brazil and Europe, fans of astronomy and curious onlookers are flocking here to Cerulean, Kentucky.
We're driving around from what news reports we had heard, and we stumbled across this farm here.
For what's sure to be the best view of one heck of a show.
I haven't seen one, so this is my chance to see it. You know, it's once in a lifetime opportunity, so I hope I can see it, or we can see it. Yes, we all can see it, enjoy it.
If you can't be in Hopkinsville for the totality, you can still see a lot from here in central Kentucky. This is what the eclipse will look like in Lexington with 95% totality. We're going to show you that. And there are plenty of people at viewing parties across the Bluegrass excited to just catch a glimpse. Our Conroy DeLuce is live at Thoroughbred Park in Lexington, where the eclipse is certainly the talk of the town.
Yeah, definitely, Nancy. It's a big watch party here at Thoroughbred Park. Many Fayette County school students who got the day off so they could see the eclipse. They brought their parents who took a vacation day. Neighbors brought their friends, and we were just told Mayor Jim Gray will be joining us a little bit later as well. This isn't something that happens every day. The crowd started arriving early, hoping to get the chance to snag one of the last pairs of eclipse glasses here in town. We found some folks who couldn't find any this morning, so they made their own safe eclipse viewers. And unless you're 99 years of age or older, this event is unlike any other you'll see in your lifetime. When the sky goes dark, Bobby Belt told me it will be a special moment.
We are still about 2 minutes away, less than 2 minutes away at this point, as the moon again continues to come in quickly. And again, it is changing fast. I'm not sure what pictures you're showing there back in Lexington, but again, just at the west, as this shadow is coming at us in a hurry, you can look around. There are a lot of jet contrails sitting up above us there. We've ended up with a beautiful clear sky. We are getting close to the time of totality. 1:23 I'm showing on my clock. Totality is 1:24. And it's coming up again very fast. I wanted to show you real quick also. I didn't, because where we are allowed, or we're able to use naked eye. And I brought my dad's binoculars. I used these when Olivia played soccer, and so he was with me at every game for this. I brought my dad's binoculars, so I'm hoping to see solar prominences. I'm hoping to, my goodness, we're down to just a sliver. And it's coming quickly, but again, seeing planets visible. We've got photographers everywhere going, and again, we are right at the moment of totality. The edge. We're coming out of the total. What a picture you got there from Rob Cook.
It's already so much brighter.
This is hard to even describe it. It's getting so bright here so fast, but it's still just the strangest light.
Well, the crowds didn't stick around long after light returned to Hopkinsville, but Bill Meck and Claire Crouch are still there just a few hours after witnessing the total solar eclipse.
Oh, what a day it has been out here. Now, it's been a hot day out here, no two ways around it. The eclipse was actually a welcome reprieve because it dropped the temperature about 10 degrees. Now we found our blessed mother of shade out here, and it has been a godsend out here because it has been scorching hot. But what an amazing, wonderful day out here.
Truly, it's just been a day that I will never forget. It's been an experience that I can't describe, I can't put into words. It's my job to do so, but it really was just that awesome, that awe-inspiring. And after speaking with everyone in this crowd, it's clear it was truly unforgettable.
It's almost night. A moving, even spiritual experience.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Look, it's almost gone. The 2 minutes and 40 seconds of totality, a sight unlike any other on Earth.
I think it's fascinating that the moon is 1/400th the size of the sun, but it's 400 times further away from the sun than is the Earth, so it just perfectly aligns with the disk of the sun to make a perfect eclipse.
It's so pretty.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool corona.
Just as predicted, the temperature dropped, the day turned to twilight, and spectators cheered with delight.
Go up through here, it's a guy up there with a vest on.
When the day started, the big talk was about the smaller than expected crowds.
We drove 10 hours to be here, so that's the point of greatest eclipse, so I just think
people
it's...
are nice. We've met people all around the world.
But by day's end, that small matter was eclipsed by a natural phenomenon only witnessed by a lucky few.
I kept saying, I want to rewind it. Let's go back, do it again.
Yeah, and the thought of the people the numbers of the crowd, not on anyone's mind right now. It's all about the eclipse. If you were here, you were lucky. Count yourselves as one of the lucky. And if you weren't, well, maybe try again in 2024.
Absolutely. And again, there's not that many people going to say that they have witnessed a total solar eclipse. But now
We have.
We have. Yes, check that one off. And a lot of people also witnessed that total solar eclipse over at Land Between the Lakes, and that is where we find our own Jacqueline Nye.
Some people watching the eclipse had a special view through a telescope.
Even just 90% isn't the same thing as this.
The view is indescribable.
Oh, wow. Whoa! You want to take a peek?
Okay, along the right.
It was absolutely awesome. It was worth every minute of the trip coming down.
The trip has been planned for months to travel hours and hours for just a few minutes of history.
It was going to be cool, but I had no idea how awesome it was going to be, how dark it was going to get. I got the chills.
From the Land Between the Lakes, Bill and Claire, back to you.
Thank you, Jacqueline, and great work out there at Land Between the Lakes. She had a lot on her plate and handled it like a true champ, and all the while experienced this history-making day.
Indeed, and we always talk about the most exciting 2 minutes in Kentucky as the Derby. Now,
Yeah.
this may now go down as the most exciting 2 minutes and 40 seconds that Kentucky has seen, because it was an amazing, wondrous sight today. Nancy, we hope you've enjoyed the coverage we've had out here and trying to get a little piece of it for you guys. But again, it's something we repeat in 7 years. We'll send it back to you.
Absolutely. It was great to see it through your eyes there. Thank you. Well, you probably noticed darker skies this afternoon in Lexington when the moon blocked out most of the sun here for us. There were plenty of big events to mark the eclipse right here in town. LEX 18's Conroy DeLuce continues our team coverage.
Well, this really was an amazing afternoon here at Thoroughbred Park. Hundreds gathered in Lexington to witness this once-in-a-lifetime event together.
Thank you.
People started lining up for last-minute free eclipse glasses before 10 a.m. But even if someone didn't get their own pair, new friends were willing to share. Some even made their own makeshift eclipse viewers. One person I talked to marveled at the sense of community. Another saw this moment as a blessing.
It's a God thing. It's just something that's, I think it's a miracle. And I think it's a blessing for us to be able to see something like this.
Most people packed up and went home once the sun started peeking back out, but this definitely is a day none of us will forget anytime soon. More Cover the News in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
Well, some people got to experience the eclipse at a Central Kentucky landmark. LEX 18's Lee Searcy explains from Woodford County.
We can tell you that people came from all over to watch the eclipse. Where else but the Kentucky Castle?
It was a royal affair on the rooftop. More than 250 people came with their solar eclipse glasses and homemade boxes to view history in the making.
It's crowded with a ton of people, and that I'm here with my friend, and that I'm in a castle, for crying out loud.
The lead castle chef prepared special appetizers fit for a king and queen. And while many took in the views from above, others mingled around the castle to see some of the newly remodeled suites. This is just one very small part of the castle's big facelift. We caught up with one of the owners, Dr. Matthew Dawson, and his son, who we affectionately call Prince Henry.
We have a lot of work to do here, a lot of improvements we have planned for next year, but we're 1 month in, and we're excited to show 100 to 200 people exactly what we've done.
So visitors got a sneak peek inside and a majestic view of the eclipse of 2017.
I think it's pretty awesome how the moon is covering up the sun, and it's just super sweet.
Covering the news in Woodford County, Lee Searcy, LEX 18 News.
Well, it was the first day of classes for students at EKU. Most of the kids stayed outside, though, to watch the eclipse. LEX 18 meteorologist Seth Phillips joined them in Richmond.
Despite the fact that Madison County was only getting 95% of the eclipse today, EKU hosted one of the best eclipse parties in the Bluegrass. Between food vendors, activities for the kids, or even a little air conditioning while the event took place, this was certainly an eclipse hotspot. So tell me a little bit about what you got here.
Over there at that station right there is how you make sand.
How you make sand? Okay.
You get cornstarch and some sparkly stuff.
Yeah.
And dishwasher stuff. Some dish liquid.
Sure.
And water. You
you mix it all together, and you get this.
Some of the events happening in addition to viewing the eclipse included arts and crafts for the kids, creating pinhole projectors for those without glasses, and a couple of shows inside the planetarium for those who stuck around after the eclipse. Despite the fact that the eclipse only lasted a few hours, the events that happened here at EKU today will make memories last for a lifetime. From Richmond, the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom, back to you.
Yes, Seth, quite a day. In other news tonight, a Kentucky woman who got close to taking her own journey to space stopped by LEX 18 as the moon moved in front of the sun. Sue Darnell Ellis was Kentucky's teacher who worked for a spot on the space shuttle mission. Krista McAuliffe beat her out for a spot on the Challenger mission, and Ellis was there when the space shuttle exploded. But her passion for space is still strong, especially when something in space captures the world's attention. She says today was not only an incredible experience for all, but also a teaching moment.
So hopefully teachers have, prior to and going back to school, will talk a lot about it, what made it happen, and how the sun and the moon and the earth all go together.
Ellis said today's eclipse is an all-American event since the swath of totality went across the entire country. For more about today's eclipse, check out lex18.com. And check in on the go wherever you are with the LEX 18 News app for your smartphone. Always count on LEX 18.
It was certainly a day where science and especially space were at the forefront, and as a meteorologist, that really warmed my heart. And also, weather-wise, as the eclipse was going on across Kentucky, you may have noticed a considerable drop in temperature. In fact, along the path of totality in Christian County, you saw the temperature go from about 91 degrees down to 92 as the totality was reached right around 1:30 local time, that bringing almost a 10-degree drop in temperature. In many other spots across the Commonwealth, even outside the path of totality, so that noticeable drop in temperature. And typically with a solar eclipse, we could see temperatures drop about anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees, especially where the sun is completely blocked out. But now that the eclipse has long gone, we are beginning to see temperatures working their way back up. Right now, we're seeing temperatures flirting with 90 degrees area-wide. In fact, it is 90 on the dot in Danville, 89 this hour, though, as we check into Lexington. And as we go through the rest of this evening and tonight, it's going to stay a little bit toasty. The clouds stayed away for the eclipse, but they will make a return overnight. That's all ahead of some storm chances I'll be tracking tomorrow and even Wednesday. More details coming up in your full Solar Tracker forecast.
Thanks, Jill.